If you're free of self in the awareness that you so beautifully describe, what becomes of desire, which presumably come from a sense of self? Does desire fall away and we become accepting of the totality of here and now and whatever circumstances we find ourselves in? I'd just like your perspective, Satya. Maybe off topic, but just now I have a thorn in my thumb. I experience discomfort, and so I suppose a degree of separation because I want the thorn out of my thumb. It seems impossible, even with such a trivial example, that I will become free of ego and ego perspective and agendas. Yes, Satya, you will never become free of ego. There can never be anybody that exists free of ego. There can never be anyone that's enlightened. There can never be anyone free. There can be a falling away of that one that believes that energy, that energetic contraction of separation, and then there's just life happening. And yes, desire does kind of dissolve mostly in it, the desire for happiness tomorrow, but then there is what's left is like a movement still towards pleasure. So there's still bonking and making love and preferring your partner to look a certain way, and there's still preference of cycling in the countryside rather to opposed to cycling next to the motorway, but it doesn't really matter. There's no strong agenda there. If you find yourself next to the motorway, then that's as divine, really. So the game no longer is important of getting pleasures and avoiding pain. There's no longer that drama, that stress that I've got to find my happiness in pleasure. So it's not quite, maybe saying desire or desireful way is not quite right. It's just that me dynamic that's looking for something in the future. But then in the moment, the body naturally moves towards pleasure as opposed to pain. And the pleasure will be different depending on each body-mind mechanism and the programming of it. But it's not really that important. If it turns out you've got the Duff chocolate cake at the shop, then it doesn't really matter. I get lost looking at my dog sometimes. My dog. I'm her human. Okay? Is there anything you've got to say back to that, Satya? Chocolate cake would be nice, at least while it lasts. Yeah, chocolate cake can be nice. Actually, you know, I prefer chocolate cookies over than chocolate cake. I always find it's very hard to get a good chocolate cake. I like it when the chocolate cake's very moist, and often people don't seem to manage to bake a moist chocolate cake. Very important information.